right, so let me start our recording. It says it's recording.
And if Sally has any issues, you can always come to me too.
So hi, Sally. We missed you.
Sally!
Okay, so everyone's got their packet that I mailed, right?
Yep.
I'm so glad to hear that those arrived. The post office told me they would.
And they did.
If you haven't opened yours up yet, Renee gave me the heads up that while everything arrived intact, it was very tightly packed, and I know that was the case, partly to keep it intact. So if you need to, carefully cut open your brown envelope that everything was in, or just, carefully slide out, Lisa, it looks like you cut yours open or peeled yours open, that's great. So hopefully everything in there is in good shape. So the card we're gonna start with well, there's two white envelopes that are standard size, and then there's one long business envelope, which you may have noticed, and that's for our slimline card. We're going to end with that one. So if you want to pull out your two white envelopes, and the one we're going to start with is the one that will have either polka dot paper. Some of you got the Poppy Parade polka dots, or some of you got, this is going to show you the finished card, but the Old Olive stripes. So this is what this first card is going to look like. And it is a pocket card. Renee is actually the one who found this fold, and so I learned it from her. Where did you find it, Renee? On Pinterest or YouTube?
No, it was a Facebook Live. Her name is Antoinette something. She has a Facebook Live site, and yeah, and that's what that is. So cute, yeah. So cute.
Getting it from her and sharing it with me, and now I can share it with you also. This card is going to have a little gift tag in it. One of the houses from the Coming Home, or the Trimming the Town Suite. Sorry, it's the Coming Home bundle, right? Which you got, Lisa. But the Trimming the Town Suite. So that way you can either have the gift tag separate, put on a gift, or you can send it with the card, and then the person can have it as a gift tag. There's all sorts of options. And you may have different size houses. I think I sent you all some different things. So some of you will have this house with the round window, and then two little houses for the outside. Some of you might have the long house and then a tall house for the outside. So we'll have some different things, and it'll be fun to see at the end how everyone's turns out. So did you all find that envelope? Okay, good. And I may do some of this along with you guys. I may just talk you through it, whatever ends up being best for helping you out. But you're gonna go ahead and fold your card base. I have a white one, but you guys each got, I gave you the stepped up version. So you either have Poppy Parade to match your DSP or Old Olive. And of course, I know you all are avid crafters, so you know how to fold on a score line and turn that valley into a mountain. So go ahead and fold that in half. And if you like using a bone folder, you can, of course, furnish it with that.
Yeah, it was already folded in the packet.
Yeah, it's already folded.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot I had to fold it to fit in there. Never mind. So
yes.
Got that step.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know who's
DSP.
wasn't folded, but.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so with the DSP, you'll notice there's one sheet that has either people. Some of you have the people on the other side of your stripes, which I know Susan and I have talked about this. I know they're itty bitty to see, but I do love that Stampin' Up! Has been more inclusive and representative in their family.
I didn't notice that, but yeah.
Yes, you've got all colors and shapes and sizes. I really was pleased by that. There's a couple things I love about this suite. That's one of them. The other one is that the stamp set, when you buy it, as I think you all saw in the Evite, if you could see it in the Evite, now that I know Evite's not the best, but the stamp set purchase profits go towards charities that support infertility, foster care, and adoption, which they always do something like that in their holiday catalog. Last year it was a stamp set to support mental health, which is another passion of mine, but I really love that they're supporting that cause this year. So anyway, find your DSP, and one side will have your trees or your people going up and down, and the other one will have them going horizontal. The one that's going up and down is the one you want to glue to your card front. So you're going to go ahead and glue this entire piece to your card front, and it's 1/4 inch smaller. So that way you'll get an 1/8 inch border to see your pretty colored paper. But make sure that your trees or your people are going the right way. And if you guys end up really liking this paper, it is actually part of the sale right now. So I'm not usually about sales, but I do want to make sure you know about the deals in case you're interested. So right now there's a 15% off sale on designer series paper, and this is part of that. So just so you know. I know some of you said you already.
So the up and down went down first, right?
Yes, that looks great. So once you have that down, this is the only potentially tricky part of this card. So before you glue your next piece, let me give you a couple tips. So first of all, you want to figure out which way is going to show your trees or your people correctly. Because you're going to be going polka dot or striped side facing out, and you're going to be curling down the top right corner. So when you kind of place it before gluing it to check it, when you pull down that corner, if your trees or your people are upside down like mine are, then you know you need to flip it the other way.
Yeah.
So that when you peel down that corner, the trees or the people go the same direction as that back piece. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. So we were supposed to fully attach the first piece. You're talking about the other piece.
Correct. That's
Okay.
another tip. Yeah, so
I thought I messed it up.
no, so you're good, you're good. But when you do the second piece, before you glue anything, go ahead and just hold it there dry and make sure that it's gonna go the right direction. And then you'll kind of have a good curve going on your paper, so you'll know which is gonna be your flap you're pulling back. And then what you're gonna do with the glue, because you wanna leave a good pocket, right? So you're only gonna put glue along the opposite edge of your like bent piece, along the bottom, so an L. And then on the side where it's bent, you just want to go maybe a quarter of the way up, a third at the absolute most. Yeah. And you're going to leave this whole middle section unglued. I did an in-person version of this last weekend, outdoor, masked, distanced, all the things. And it was thankfully warm enough. Like I said, it got a little warmer for us for a little while, but people were putting glue all over the middle, and then of course they didn't have much of a pocket. So make sure you just do that L and a quarter to maybe a third of the way up on the side where it's going to be turned back. And that, of course, goes right on top, lined up on your other piece of DSP. I think our projects might go kind of quickly today because you're basically just assembling. Because I can't stamp for you all. That's something Stampin' Up! Doesn't allow us to do, so that way one person doesn't buy a stamp set and then stamp images for 1,000 people. So that was what was great about this suite, though. I had already wanted to use it for my Christmas card class, but because it's got such great DSP, I could just die cut out all the little houses for you guys, and you didn't have to stamp. Because the stamp set, I'll show you for those of you who don't have it yet, and Lisa got it. But the stamp set is your houses, those 4 houses, and then some other little town images to go with it, like trees and car and things like that. So having the DSP, if you're willing to fussy cut, or if you have the dies to die cut out the houses, at least you don't need to stamp. But if you guys do have stamps that you want to use for sentiments or other things like that, like I had a to from stamp that I used for the gift tag that we're going to get to, you're welcome to, of course, add things on. You shouldn't need a sentiment stamp, though, because not only could I cut the houses out of paper for you guys, I was able to cut the sentiments out for you guys. So you guys should each have 10 sentiments. And since we only have 3 cards, you'll have several choices. I tried to give you a mix of the 3 colors, the Misty Moonlight, Poppy Parade, Old Olive, as well as the 2 fonts. There's like a script and then a block print. And you can certainly use multiple sentiments for your cards. So for instance, well, some of the upcoming cards I'll show you, I used multiple. But anyway, does everyone have their DSP attached so far? Okay, great. So Susan, that was funny. I couldn't see anything but your thumb, but that's all I needed to see. That was great. All right, so then the last step to make your pocket is you're gonna put a teeny dot of glue. You could use a glue dot, or I just used my liquid glue and drew a little circle here in the top corner, top right corner. And then you can pull that back as far as you want. I don't like to pull it all the way to the edge because I like to see a little bit of my pattern over here. But I pull it to make kind of a right angle. But you could make it as, far or not as you like the look of. I'll show you again with my one that's done. That's how I did mine.
And where do you put the dot? At the top of the corner that's going to go down?
Exactly, just right up here at the top of the corner. Obviously not too close to the edge that it'll ooze out, but.
Can I see your original card for a second?
Yeah.
I want to see what you did with the little houses.
Oops, sorry, getting a phone call.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
I left mine, you can probably see, I left mine kind of rolled. You can completely.
Yeah, I do too.
Like-
Yeah, I always do
like
that.
3D, yeah.
I was looking at how you position the houses.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're at that next step, once you've glued down your flap, and you may have to hold it there for a second to get it to stick, especially if you're keeping this rolled up, because that obviously provides some resistance. My dad just texted me, it was a pocket dive. That was the disruption, really important. He does that all the time. So yes, then these houses, whether you have the one long house or the two small houses, they are going to go up on dimensionals. At least that's how I like the look of it. You are certainly welcome to do different things. These are all just suggestions. And then you can choose your sentiment. And I also put that up on dimensionals. I just did a sentiment on the outside of this one, but you could certainly glue or dimensional one on the inside as well. For mine, I put hearts come home. And on this one, from our house to yours, because I had the two little houses, so I thought that fit well. Someone probably got that in their packet if you want to do the same thing. And I liked the Poppy Parade on the Old Olive because it really pops. I think if you have the polka dots in Poppy Parade, the Old Olive then would really pop, or the Misty Moonlight, so you can decide what you like to go for.
Are the sentiments in a different envelope?
Yeah, the little one in the little envelope, aren't
Oh,
they?
in the little one? Okay.
Yeah, the little envelope, that's not a Stampin' Up! Envelope. That's
Gotcha.
I had that would fit. And that has all your extras. So it should have your dimensionals.
Okay.
Again, you have 10 per project, which is more than you should need. They're the mini dimensionals. And then you should have 10 sentiments for all 3 projects today. You also have an extra piece of ribbon. So in the envelope for this pocket card, you would have gotten a ribbon either in Poppy Parade or Old Olive to match your DSP. But I also gave you 6 inches of the alternate color if you want to use that, whether it's on this project or on another project. We don't need ribbon on another project today, but if you like bows, you can tie a little bow and add that somewhere. And I also just wanted you to be able to see the 2 colors because I think they're both so pretty with the gold trim. What else do you have in there? I think that might be it. You also have
Little houses.
of the embellishments. So this suite comes with 2 different sizes of the Poppy Parade dots, 2 different sizes of Whisper White dots, and then these little bumblebee stars. Bumblebee's the color, but I love the little stars. So you have 1 each of all those embellishments, and we will use the 2 white dots and the star. I didn't find a place for the 2 red dots, but if at any point today you guys like the look of those on a project, by all means, please show me some ideas with those. So I'm sure they can be used for good things too. And then there's some other things in that little envelope and maybe outside that little envelope, and we'll get to those later. That's what you should need for now. So how's everybody coming along?
Fine.
Good. Is anybody done with all their DSP placement and their house or houses?
Not yet.
Okay, no rush. Once you are, we will do the tag together.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So in the envelope, there were the 2 houses. The one has the hole, so that's the tag, right?
Yes, good call. The one with the hole is the tag.
And then there's a blank white piece.
Yes, so the blank white house, which also has a hole, is going to go on the back of the other one with the hole, and that creates your tag. So that way you have a place to actually write your to or from. So it's
Okay,
a double house tag.
I get it.
And we'll get to assembling that in a moment, yes. So
Okay.
whichever
Not there yet.
houses
Okay.
you have that don't have a hole, those are for the outside of your card.
Okay, thank you.
And I just used a hole punch to do that. Any hole punch would do.
Good.
I'm excited to see the ones with the Poppy Parade because obviously both the samples I made so far were the Old Olive. And at my event last weekend, everyone made Old Olive, but Poppy Parade is probably one of my favorite colors Stampin' Up! Sells. So
Did you say you adhere the 2 pieces together, or do you just tie them together?
I just tied mine together. So yeah, let's talk about the tags since some of you are getting there. You could glue these back to back. Just make sure that if you have the longhouse with the chimney, that the chimneys line up.
Yeah.
If you have the house with the circle window, it's a mirror image, so it doesn't matter which way the white one goes. But I left mine loose just to give myself some more options, and I kind of like the way it could kind of move. But for the tie, you guys maybe know how to do this without knotting it. I just hold my ribbon, like fold it in half and hold it like this. And I can show this again and again if you guys aren't quite there. And then I put the 2 ends through the hole. Hopefully you can see this if you need it. And then the ends through the loop. And that way it actually holds it real tight, but it's not knotted. So if you did want to take it off and tie it to a gift bag or something, you could. And actually, I realized I did it backwards because I like this side to be the side showing on the front instead of this one. So I'm going to flip that. So if you're doing it, you might want to put your ends through the back side. And then through the loop. There you go.
Peekaboo.
And then I took my ribbon snips and cut the ends so that they had that pointed V, just to make it look a little more finished. If you're doing that, I recommend holding the 2 pieces of ribbon together and then snipping from the corner down. If you try to snip up to the corner, I find the ribbon kind of moves away from you and you don't get a clean cut. Let me find my ribbon scissors. I gotta tell you guys, it's a little strange to be doing Christmas crafts because last night I did a trunk or treat. So I'm like, what's the date again?
What month is it?
But this is good. This way when December comes, you guys will already have some cards ready to go.
What's
Yeah.
trunk or treat?
So it's something a lot of like neighborhoods or churches seem to do, I think especially this year. You go to a parking lot, like we were at the parking lot of a church, and people decorate their trunks and kids walk around. Instead of going house to house, they go car to car and trick or treat. So my sister and I did a
Mask? How did you guys
Star
do
Wars
it?
theme.
How did you guys do it? Were there masks? What was the?
Yeah, so every family came around separately so that people were spaced apart by family, and everyone had to wear masks, and we had to individually bag the treats and then hand them out with gloves. And of course it was outside. So I thought they did quite well with it. And the kids were so cute, and we had a lot of fun putting it together. My sister's dog is a Shih Tzu, which looks like an Ewok, and he had an Ewok costume, so he was our ringer. We thought he might win it for us, but another family also had a dog, and they won. That's okay.
There's a nearby here in Valdosta down the road. There's today I'm involved with a pet rescue, and there's a trunk or treat for pets. And so all the animals, unfortunately it's like going on right now, but my husband and daughter went, and so they decorated all the little animals have costumes. They're supposed to take pictures for me.
Fun,
And all of the trunks have pet toys, pet treats, that sort of thing. So the
Wow.
pets can trunk or
Where
treat.
is that? Where is that happening? Where is
It's
that?
in Valdosta at Langdale Honda.
Okay. Okay.
That's so cute. Cool.
Yeah.
I am a mother so far to only a cat, so I would have enjoyed that kind of thing if I had been
Yeah.
there. I wanted to have the cat as part of it last night, but I don't think he would have done so well.
They're not very social, are they?
No, not especially so. I mean, he is very social with me, but that's about it. And sometimes my husband, yeah. All right, so
That's how
where's
cats
everybody
roll.
at? I want to see where you're at. Show me where you're at. Oh, that looks great, Becky. Oh, I love it with the polka dots. You got your tag.
Oh, how cute. Yeah.
Well done. That looks good, Lisa.
I haven't finished my,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
cute.
did yours at kind of a different angle. I like that.
yeah.
Very cute.
Cute. Okay,
So
so
back-
And a sentiment
I have a
there.
question.
yes.
Becky, are you our new friend from Thomasville? Becky? is
Me,
it
yes.
Sawyer?
Mhm.
Nice to meet you. When you were at St. Paul's last weekend, you were
There
so
you go.
far across the room, I didn't get to see you. I only heard your voice.
Yeah.
Say hello.
I'm glad you asked that because I was like, is that is that Becky? I can't
Yes, yes.
Right, and if y'all had masks on last week, that makes the
Yeah,
person
that's
look
true,
different
that's
too,
true.
so.
I was hesitant to say anything because I wasn't sure. So, I'm glad you joined us. So, Becky, you posted that your Atlanta thing, they were anti-mask. Did they actually say
Yes.
that, or did they just say they were going to use
They
them?
said they were not, well, they had a crop a couple weeks ago and they posted 65 pictures on their Facebook page, not a mask in sight.
Oh my
Nowhere, like not one mask. And so I asked the question, is masking required, when you get up from your table, or what is the deal? And they said, no, we're not requiring masks at all.
Oh my gosh.
So nobody's
Wow.
wearing masks. And I said,
That is
well, I
so
think that it's not good for me.
I think it's not good for me.
Nope. I said, it's not good for me right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I hear that.
and the numbers in Florida are like going up.
Everywhere they're going up.
And
The
you know,
numbers in Georgia are
he
going
doesn't
up.
record, that our governor doesn't record anybody who might be snowbirds. If they're dying, he's not recording them because they're not from Florida.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
wrong.
so that's why
That is wrong.
Oh,
Yep.
goodness.
Thank goodness for ways of doing it like this. I'm so grateful.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
every place that I go, they still have signs out there, like you have to wear them.
Right.
So,
To go in
Yeah.
stores.
Yeah, they just can't force it. They
Right.
just, right. There's no repercussions. And actually there was one last weekend,
Mhm.
early morning. I don't know what that show is on Saturday morning, whatever that one woman is. She had somebody on there from the city and they were fantastic at explaining all the things in town. I was quite impressed.
Ladies,
It was
we're
really
about
nice.
to get cut off. So just remember that the link is in your email. Or if you grabbed it from the chat, just use that same link to come right back in. Although if you need a little break,
here's
or
mine.
do something, feel free.
Okay, cute.
This part again when we get cut off. That looks great, Renee. Don't forget to add a sentiment if you'd like to. And I'd love to see everyone finish cards as you finish them up. You also have a white piece of Whisper White
For
that
the
goes
inside.
inside the card.
Right.
Yep,
Right.
that way you can write your message there. So don't forget to put that piece in too. Looks like we lost Susan. I think we'll all get lost here in a moment. Just wait.
Yeah, less than a minute.
Okay.
And it'll go right back in that envelope it came in. So you guys have to
Yes.
send it off as well.
Very good. It's cute. I love it.
Very cute.
I'm curious, are you guys going to use the gift tag in the card or are you going to use it on a gift? What are you thinking?
I might have to make more with my new
I was
stuff.
actually thinking that's a great little pocket for a gift card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Our
know?
family
Yeah.
photo.
We do a lot of gift cards because we have family so far away. So
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah,
great
that's nice.
Cute.
And that'll
Alright.
easily send. Probably no extra postage required. So
yeah, even better.
card and a gift card box all in one.
I'll have to
Welcome
figure it
back,
out.
Becky.
Okay.
We were talking about your gift card holder. Was there anything else you were saying about that when we got cut off?
Oh, no. That's okay.
Or do you still have family up here in the north, or where are they now?
Well, my husband's family's still there in Maryland. My mother and brother are in Virginia, and then I have some family out west in Arizona. So
Okay. So yeah, lots of places.
all over.
Lots of places to visit, but not right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon again. Welcome back, Lisa.
Oh, shoot. Where'd you all go? Can you?
We can see you and we can hear you.
I swear I use Zoom regularly. I don't know what's happening.
It's okay. Blame Zoom. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
you. Maybe it's Zoom.
Okay.
I think maybe Lisa and Susan took a little break and that is just fine. Oh, here's Lisa. I know Susan left us a few seconds early, so maybe she's taking a little break. Welcome back, other Lisa. Have you guys chosen your sentiments? I'm curious which ones you choose.
I chose special delivery.
Cute. I love
Ah,
that.
cute.
You.
I
I
also
wait till
got
the
one
end.
peeking. I wonder who got no peeking.
I didn't see yours, Becky. Where's yours?
I'm gonna wait till until I make all of them and then decide what sentiments to put on each card.
That's
But
how
did you
I
make
do
the
it.
card yet? I didn't see your card.
Oh yeah, I made the card.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Welcome back, Susan.
Hi.
Susan, did you choose a sentiment for your card yet?
Well, I put the tidings of comfort and joy.
I love
Aw.
those that are like lyrics from Christmas carols, like "Deck the Halls" and
Mhm.
Most Wonderful Time.
I feel like I need something right here.
Well, you could add another sentiment. Like some of you guys got little ones, like just the word joy and things like that. So Becky had a good point. She's waiting till the end to see all the cards to see what she wants to do with sentiments. But you can always go back in and add in those extras because, like I said, you have 10. So everybody, I guess, as finished as they want to be for now with this card, or is anyone still working? Good? Okay, good. Well, then we'll move on to the next one. So the next one is your other standard white envelope size. And this one has lots of pieces in it, and they're a little fragile because there's lots of die-cut trees. Now, I did put y'all's on the thick whisper white, so that should help. But careful not to take down any of your trees. This is the next card we're making. Now, yours will look a little different because instead of the church, you'll have a house that we're going to build together. But this is a trifold card. Here comes my cat. Sorry, I'm a little distracted because all into these things that you shouldn't. So this one's going to end up, sorry, the light's kind of blowing it out. Let me see if I can, there we go. It's going to end up folding out like this.
That's cute.
So you get this big,
Aw,
Cute.
that's
which
cool.
then can be stood up, you know, kind of on display if you'd like. And mine, not everyone will have gotten this sentiment, but for mine, I cut up one of the sentiments that says, I don't know if you can see, it says dashing through the snow.
Oh, cute.
Cute.
I'm lucky
Yeah.
someone got that one if you want to do something similar, but
Cute.
you could also do, you know, some of those longer sentiments like have yourself a merry little Christmas or something like that. You can cut that up. Or I thought about using like the small little like Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. You could have one on each, or you can just do it on one layer. Like when I built this card, I did a few versions of it. This was actually my first version. I think it got better and better. This one, let's see if you can see it. So this one just had the one layer. It was a standard card, except that I had it cut in the middle. A little bow here tying it.
Oh, bless you.
Bless you. So this just has the one sentiment on it. And then I did one that had one fold out. So I did a couple sentiments here. And here this one said, "'Tis the season, hearts come home, Merry Christmas." But y'all
Aw.
full 3 folds. So the first thing we're going to do, let me get my pieces out. That's the first thing I should do. And this is the card that's going to get the star, by the way, if you want to use the star here. So go ahead and from your small envelope, if you haven't already, pull out your little star embellishment. It's easy to lose. I think I put them all in a little bag for you guys. Though.
Teeny tiny.
This little baggie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got all your embellishments in it. I'm trying.
There's also this punch out star in there.
Yes. Okay. So the paper stars are from a little extra that I gave you guys that we're going to get to at the end. So yes, you see what's coming there. And you probably know about that because you got the dies. Yes. We might be building 3D projects before the end here.
Yay.
Yes. So mine is really stuck. Sorry, it's taking me a minute. I don't want to rip anything. Hopefully y'all's came out a little easier. Okay, got it. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you should have like a standard card base. It's just that it's been die cut on the front top half. And then you have this piece of DSP that has your snow. It has houses on the other side. So if you wanted to do like a big neighborhood behind your big house, you certainly could. But I did the snowy scene. So the first thing we're gonna do is glue this down. And my recommendation is that you line up this top left corner because I cut them just a little big, if anything, because you know, you can always go small, you can't go bigger, right? So that way, if it's a little big, you'll be able to cut off the extra on the outside edge. So line up your top left corner, and then if it's a little short on the bottom, that's okay, because this big snowbank is gonna end up covering that up. So go ahead and glue down your whole sheet of DSP on the back of the card.
So the top left corner is what you want to make sure fits?
Exactly. You want to line up
Okay.
the top left corner and then go from there. Because if it's a little long on the side or short on the bottom, that's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And make sure, you know, you glue it even along that whole left side so that way this closes easily. This would be a good card to send to your northern relatives who actually get a snowy Christmas. Or to a Floridian who wishes they did, I guess. We did that snow day, was that 2019? We had that snow day in January?
And we did have one, didn't we?
Was it last year or the year
There was a
before?
couple, no, 2 years
Couple
ago.
years.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, because Donovan was still here. We made a tiny snowman.
No.
Yeah, he must have been tiny.
More like an ice man, because it was little ice pellets rather than snow. And we scraped them up in a pile on our outdoor barbecue grill. And so it was kind of a lump, and then we put a little head on top.
Put him on your grill?
What's that?
You put him on your grill?
Well, you know, the grill wasn't on. We just scraped up the ice pellets that had fallen on the grill.
I was going to say, that's not going to last very long in Florida, but especially on a grill. All right, does everyone have their DSP glued down?
Yep.
I don't want to rush you. I also just don't want you waiting on me. So just let me know. If you are done with that, then you can go ahead and if you have a little excess on that outside edge, the right-hand side, you can trim that off. Or if it lines up just right, then you're good to go. So the next step is going to be to take your smallest snowbank. So you've got a small one with trees cut out on it, and it should have this little 1/2-inch flap. That is going to go on this outside, so right bottom edge. You're going to glue the flap onto your snowflake background, or if you did the houses, onto your DSP. And you may just want to check, they should,
There's a good side and a bad side, right, to that?
well,
To the trees?
there's a side that's probably going to show, unfortunately, a little bit of the die cutting plate, but that's actually going to be the outside.
Right, no, there's a good side, yeah, but there's a puffy side and a indented side. The puffy side is what goes out, right?
Actually, not in this case. That's what I'm saying. So usually,
Oh, okay, well, I want to understand that. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
usually the
So usually this would be the front.
right.
So this would be the back. So you're saying that's what I'm trying to figure out. So okay. So how would we do that then?
So think of it this way, because it was all about getting the snowbanks and the trees to be in the right place. So your snowbank is going to be highest on the right.
Right.
It's going to be lowest on the left.
Okay. And we're going to put the flap not on the back, but on the inside.
Right, on top of your DSP.
Okay.
Then it's
And it's going to be, okay. And
By
it's
this
going to
piece.
go like this.
that looks,
Does that-
no.
Well, are you going to put something over it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
It'll be
correct.
covered.
That's correct. Because then, and this is something I wanted to point out to
3
y'all.
and 2. Yeah.
This
3 and 2.
snowbank, the big snowbank that has no trees on it, that's going to go on top of your flap.
Right.
Now, it should be cut such that the flap will be hidden behind that snowbank, but you may want to check because if the flap peeks up above the snowbank at all, you can go ahead and trim that off now. The other thing is, if I didn't catch you in time to do that and it's off, that's probably where you're going to put your house anyway. That's where I put mine, at the top of the snowbank. It's like it's at the top of the hill that we're ascending to. And so your house could cover that discrepancy up as well. But
Yeah, I don't
understand?
see this side. Okay, just explain one thing. See this side where you see the indentation? That is going to be down on my card. I'm going to have the back side up. That's the way it looks.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
Because otherwise the snowbanks didn't line up.
Oh, okay, no
You're gonna
problem,
see the-
no problem.
that would normally
So
be-
then it's gonna go like that and like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
If you do
But
have
you don't see my low ones.
if you
Okay,
do have
could
some-
you close your card for a second? I just want to see some.
if you do have some little indentations,
Oh, that one goes on top. Oh, I see. I'm thinking it goes underneath. That's why I see. So that
Yeah, let me
goes,
show you the-
I
the
see.
finished card.
So it goes like this. The little one goes on top.
The little one's the last one to fold in because it goes small, medium, tall.
And large.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what I was going to say is if you do have some of those indentations, because it is the back side technically of the die cut that's
Yeah.
sticking out,
Yeah.
probably take your bone folder and just gently, because you don't want to tear your trees off, but gently kind of rub over that and it'll rub some of that out. But it's also not that noticeable once the card's all complete. And
I
that,
think it looks cool. It looks like tree branches.
well, there you go.
I like it.
Thanks, Lisa. All right, so is everybody, any other questions about getting this small piece attached?
No?
Nope.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure I was doing it right. I wasn't sure what I was
That's
up
okay.
to.
All right, so are we ready
Okay.
for the tall snowbank? Okay, so that's your last step in terms of card assembly is you're gonna take your large snowbank without any trees and you're gonna attach that. Now, before you glue that down, again, it might be cut just ever so slightly large. So maybe place it on there and try folding in your medium bank, folding in your small bank, and just make sure that it does fold closed. Because if you need to trim just a little bit of your tallest snowbank on one side, you can.
Okay. So the small one goes there, that goes there. Perfect. Okay. All right, all right.
And I gotta point this out because I'm really proud of this. So you'll notice as you open it, hopefully, these two snowbanks will line up. And then these two snowbanks will line up. So everything kind of cascades one right into the next.
How'd you figure all that out?
I don't
Trial
remember.
and error?
I think I just, what did I do? I think I started with my tallest snowbank. So that's what I did. So I figured out how tall can my tallest snowbank be while still fitting my building on my card.
Okay.
And then once I had my tallest snowbank done, I was able to mark where I would want my next snowbank to start and then where I would want my next snowbank to start. And I worked my way down.
Okay, cool.
Now you'll notice as this comes together that there's one section of your forest, because the idea was, as you get higher up the mountain, again, I lived in Colorado for a short time. As you get higher up the mountains, you have less and less trees. They're smaller and smaller, right? Because the climate or the altitude. So it's supposed to be less and less trees as you go down, but there's a lot of trees right here. And they kind of start covering one another up. So what I did was, and you can decide what you want to do here. I cut that one tree, that one big tree that's kind of blocking the others on this front piece. It's actually, I think it's the rightmost tree.
Yep.
On your small piece. And I put that up here on the back next to my house, which we haven't put the houses on yet, of course, unless you're ahead, which is good for you if you are. But once you put your house on, you could add that little tree in. And that's the one that I actually put the star on top of. Because the star embellishment, all the embellishments have a little glue dot on the back. And so you want to make sure that they're firmly on paper. So you could put your star on any one of these trees if you want to, but then you would just have to put it probably a little further down the tree so that the stickiness isn't standing on, the sides of the top, if that makes sense. So if you like this idea, you can trim your forest, trim that tree off and put your star on top at the end.
So of the smallest piece, it's the furthest left tree?
Correct. Yes, it's the tree closest to your flap that you glued down.
Okay, very good.
This would be fun to put that snow on there, Hannah?
Oh, the little snowflake embellishments sequence?
No, the snow from last year, the puffy.
Puffy.
Oh yeah. Is that still a product, or was that retired? I can't remember.
No, that's retired.
Okay. Well, if anyone got that last year, they had that liquid. It came out a liquid, and then when you use the heat tool on it, like you would to emboss, it puffed up.
Yeah,
Magic.
yeah, it was fun.
It is fun, and I enjoyed playing with it, but I found that over time, the snow or whatever, if you use, I had it on some desserts to make it look like whipped cream.
Oh, cute.
It yellowed over time.
Ooh.
It didn't look white anymore. It looked kind of yucky.
Oh, maybe that's why they took it away. Maybe it
Maybe.
didn't turn out. Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't noticed that. I'll have to look at my old cards. I hadn't noticed that.
And it may be depending on, if they're exposed to air. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Well, they're all going to be exposed to air.
yeah, if you give it to somebody.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the snowflake sequins, because those are back this year, and you could,
Yeah.
if you wanted to, put those on your snow background, or they have I forget what it's called, but like it's basically glitter glue. You can add the crystal effects. That's what it's called, to make it look
Yeah.
like icicles shining. Yeah. All right. So does everyone have their snowbanks in place? Are you ready to do your houses? Okay. So for your houses, I don't have any left. So I'm going to show you a stamped house that I made that I still have to color in. This is what the people at the in-person event did. They stamped, I had my handy dandy stamparatus all set up so that they could stamp all 4 houses at once, which made it quick and easy. And so you're going to have a long house, and you're going to have the square house with the round window. And you could have these 2 separate houses if you want, if you can fit those on your card. They might overlap a little bit. But what I was thinking was to actually put one on top of the other, and it's one house with like a pergola popping out the front.
Oh, yeah.
Or not a pergola, but a section of the house popping out the front. So if you want to do that too, I just recommend putting dimensionals on both, and you would adhere, obviously, the smaller one to the front. Make sure you cover up the door, because you could also put it in the middle. But you probably don't have 2 doors to a house. So if you do that, it'll look like 2 different houses, which again, you could do. You could kind of stagger them and have a neighborhood, but you'll have dimensionals on both if you do it this way, probably, or the other way. And then you can put those anywhere you like on your card. Again, on mine, I put them
Yeah, where'd you put it?
on top of the hill.
Ah, I see. I'll put mine in the,
We had a lot of,
Yours is like the church.
yeah, mine's the church. This was actually cut out from one of the sheets of DSP in this pack. I'll show you guys.
And the die cuts don't include the church, do they?
They don't, and the stamp set doesn't include the church. So the only way to get the church, this is my favorite sheet of the DSP. It's this whole town scene. You got the ice skaters, the people building a snowman, all the little houses, and you have the church. So I fussy cut that out for mine. You guys might see some of that paper on our next card, just saying.
just saying.
So I know it's a long ways away still. It's a hard year for planning especially, but does anyone have any plans for the holidays yet?
Question about the houses. If you're just putting the houses down, but you're not doing it with the pergola, the extension, do you put them down flat, or would you still do the houses with the,
Dimensionals?
yes.
I still recommend dimensionals, but that's really personal preference. I just really I always like to have my sentiment on dimensionals to kind of pop out the message of a card.
Mhm.
And I like having the buildings in this set on dimensionals. I really love adding that dimension anytime I can to a card.
Okay.
But if you guys like it laid flat, that's fine too. And if you were doing, 2 separate houses, I haven't played with this, but you could maybe even put say your longhouse on the back of the card at the top of the tall hill, and then maybe you could even put one on this medium hill in the middle. I don't know how that would look. I guess when you fold it out, it would show the back of it, so maybe that wouldn't quite work. But anyway, you're welcome to play with it. Love to see different ways of doing it.
And then that way it looks like the rich people are living on the top of the hill and the poor people are living on the bottom of the hill, which is like the
Small
scene
house
in
on the top of the hill.
Parasite.
Like real life.
Let's switch it up. Let's make it utopia. The big house is at the bottom of the hill and the small house is at the top. Oh, okay, that looks great. So you put yours in the middle. I like that.
I liked it in the middle. Yeah.
I like that too. And you know what? For your houses, it worked out well because can you flip them? Can you flip it all the way open with the 3 parts? So the back of your houses, actually, I guess the back of all your houses. How well did this work out? This was not even intentional. It's that same misty moonlight.
Yeah.
It's the straight.
Right.
So it even
For
still
ashes.
works with the misty moonlight snow background.
Mhm.
Ooh, love when that happens.
Let me see who showed whose. Was that yours, Renee?
Yeah. I put it
You
on
did?
the middle one.
Okay.
And then it works even from the back because the back of that DSP matches the front of this DSP. I love that.
Because you can put something up here if you want or whatever. You can put a star like you said, or you can go ahead and make a moon if you want. I'm into moons lately.
You could
So,
put your star embellishment up there and it could be like
uh-huh.
a star. Yeah. Lovely.
Cute.
What did you decide to do with your star, Renee? Or anybody else who's at that stage?
I'm not gotten there yet.
Okay. Take your time.
I don't know. I might wait because I might put my white little snowflakes in the background a little bit. I have to make a decision. And that snowflake set also has stars in it. So I might put
True.
some stars in that background. So,
Yeah, I
but
just
I don't.
myself the snowflake sequence, and you're right. They have white and iridescent, and they've got stars and flakes and
Yeah.
Did you put your tree by the church on a dimensional or is it flat?
I put mine flat. I just moved it to
Snow.
the back because I
Okay.
thought if I put it on a dimensional, then my stump was
Then the
kind of
star.
moving. And then that way for the star, yeah.
Okay.
But I think you could put it on a dimensional and then maybe just instead of lining up like I lined up the bottom of the tree with
Yeah,
the
I'll have to
snowbanks,
decide.
maybe you would just put the trunk a little further down. You know, it would look like it's floating in snow, not just like floating in midair.
Right.
You probably would have figured that out, but I'm kind of funny. I like things to look realistic, even though, you know, clearly this is not a real scene.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but
I
it's,
still like to,
yeah, especially with the 3-dimensional effect.
yeah. So if you don't have the dies to do something like this, you wouldn't probably be able to easily recreate the trees, but you could certainly easily recreate these snowbanks. You know, think you would just cut a curve, cut a curve, cut a curve. And if you had the DSP, there's those trees in the DSP you could fussy cut out. If you do have the dies, not only is there this die that creates the banks, there's one that creates the bank without the trees and then one that creates the bank with the trees, but there's also just a tree die. And so you could just cut out a bunch of little trees and add them wherever you like. They're a little bigger. I think there's a big and a small one. Yeah, you have options. Well, I almost hesitate to tell you guys this, but I might be going to South Florida for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Depends a little on how things are going. That's where we usually celebrate.
Isn't that where your husband's family is?
Yeah, he has family on the West Coast, and we would hope to see them. We actually couldn't see them before we moved because of the situation. It didn't seem safe. So we'd also spend some time on the East Coast because that's where my family celebrates together. So we'll see.
So what were your sayings, Hannah? What did you use for your sayings?
So for the trifold, I used dashing through the snow, which comes as 1 sentiment, but I cut it into 3.
Oh,
But I used different ones. Like on this one, I did "'Tis the Season," "Hearts Come Home," "Merry Christmas." And on this one, I just used "Merry and Bright." And I actually used Wink of Stella. I know some of you have Wink of Stella, that shimmer pen. And I put that, you won't be able to see it probably on the computer, but I put that over the sentiment, and then I put it in the windows of the church.
how cute.
Windows of your house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These are
Oh,
fun.
yeah, yeah.
I'm curious to know which ones you guys choose.
I'm gonna wait and decide when I see all I might do the dashing through the snow.
Okay. Yeah, you have the paper, so you can use anything, right?
Yeah.
Have you used any of the international sayings yet? Because this DSP, it has the sentiments in English.
Yeah, I know. That I could do that. I could definitely do that.
Renee speaks all 3 of those languages, so if anyone needs interpretation, I thought about having you interpret them for me, Renee.
Which languages?
I thought that
French
And German.
German? Okay.
Yeah. It was actually German was my first language.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've thought about having you interpret as many of those as you have patience for me, Renee, because I think it'd be fun on a card too to put like "Merry Christmas" in all 3 languages.
Oh, yes.
You could have it in German and French and then English. So even if people don't speak it, they're like, "What? What? Oh!"
Uh-huh.
No, that's a great idea, Hannah. That's a great idea.
Put your sentiment, like if it was 3 lines, like part here, open it up, then you get the other part, the other line, and then lastly, the last line.
That's what I did. Yep. And I had mine kind of ascending, so I have it like in the, what is that? Bottom left corner, and then kind of in the middle, and then the top right corner. But yeah, you could even do it where you could see all 3 of them probably, because you could have one here, which is my middle snowbank, and then one up here. So you could see all 3 even when it's closed. You could also do it so that you could see all 3 when it's open. So you could have like one here, one here, one here. So many options.
So how did you do the first part of the card? Did you just put the die on here and then the rest just got thrown off?
Sort of, yeah. So maybe it is exactly what you're saying. I'm not sure, but this was, just a standard card.
Right.
Except instead of folding on the long side, it folded on the short side.
Right.
So, I cut a sheet of DSP at 4 1/4 by 11, floored it at 5 1/2. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then it was this was a full white sheet, just
Right.
Right. And I just ran the die across
Cross where you wanted the height.
the card. Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then the rest, it's just, fooling around for the lengths. It's just cutting and cutting and figuring out and cutting and figuring out.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the part I wanted to. Cute.
Thanks. I think everyone got different color houses too, so it'll be fun to see all the different colors look like on the misty moonlight. We had fun coloring last weekend. I had a table that had the Stampin' Write markers, and then a table that had the Stampin' Blends, which are the alcohol markers, if you know, and then a table that had the watercolor pencils. And so everyone had a different effect on the houses they colored in. Oh,
Cool.
y'all's are already perfectly colored. People will be like, "Did you color that?" And you can say, "Yes."
It looks so much better than my coloring. I can tell you that much.
Well, I think the printing, a printer will always do a perfect job, but that's okay, because handmade is more special than perfect, so. I see what you have there, Renee. That looks good.
You know me.
Did you say we used the white dots on another card, but not the red?
Right. So if you want to try the red dots on this card, you certainly could. The white dots I intended for us to use on the next card, but you could use them on this one too. They're not necessary. So you guys are welcome to change things up as you like. I think the red dots could be like little holly berries or ornaments hung on a tree. Because another part of this suite we're just not using today is there is a wreath stamp and die. And actually the back of the sentiment paper, if you look at your sentiments, has little wreaths on it. So it could be berries on the wreath or ornaments on the tree. There's a
Does
reindeer.
this one cut out, does this one, yeah, the dies, do they cut out the wreath?
They do, yeah.
Okay, they do. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah.
I
And
think
the car.
the
No,
guys cut
whenever
out.
we'll use that car.
You said you'll never use the car?
No, whenever. No,
Oh.
I've been trying to think where am I, and I think I must have because I must have done something with the car.
I want to use the car and use the sentiment special delivery. I think that would be really cute.
Yeah,
Right.
that's cute.
Fine.
But yeah, I think
Well,
the guys cut out every stamp image except
Right.
for snow. But they cut out all 3 trees, the wreath, the car, all 4 houses. They create the
1,
bench.
2, 3, 4.
And they
Yeah, they
create
cut
little
1, 2, 3, 4, the wreath, the house. They're just not the tree, not the single tree, not the lamp.
They do the
And,
single tree, but they don't do the lamp. You're right. They don't do the lamp,
oh, the single tree. Yeah, they don't do the lamp.
smoke, or the water spray, however you want to interpret that stamp, or the little snowflakes.
Right. Cut out everything basically.
Yeah. This is a really easy suite. I think.
Oh, you are making the house, aren't you? Oh, now I know what this, I'm sorry. Didn't know what it was. I'm going, how is she going to use, then I went, oh,
Is everyone
I see.
card? I want to see it if you are. Jerry, I'd love to see everyone's if you're done.
You saw mine.
Becky and Lisa, did you finish yours up? Oh, Lisa. Oh, and you did the 2
Let me see. Oh, wait, don't take it away yet. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Hold on.
and
Let me
Becky
see.
matches the background.
Oh, you see how nice. Oh,
Lisa, you gotta
that's
talk.
nice,
So you come to the
Lisa.
front.
Oh, look how
You
nice.
said talk loud. There you
Am
go.
are you in speaker
Well,
view?
that's cute.
Okay. So
I like
house
it
on
in the front.
and then that in the middle, and then the rich people on the hill got the decorated tree in the yard with the star.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
Don't love the
Sure.
classism. I love the card. What sentiments did you choose?
Susan's greetings and hearts come home and warmest wishes.
Wonderful.
What'd you
Becky,
get, Susan? What'd you get?
I did exactly like Hannah's, pretty much.
Oh, and your
Cute.
notes match so well.
Oh yeah, look how nice. Yeah, look how nice.
This one tree kind of hits up against here, but it's okay.
That's okay. It's in front of the house
Mhm.
Well, and don't
by
forget,
the road.
you can certainly fold it that way, Susan, but it's intended to fold with the smallest snowbank on the outside. I don't know if that will help.
Yeah, I see. I did the same thing.
Gotcha.
There you
Gotcha.
That might help to see everything.
It does help a little bit, yeah.
Cute.
Good. Well, and remember, you can always trim your trees and move them around. Becky, you were showing us yours too. Can you show yours again?
Oh yeah, Becky, I want to see yours.
Love.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta talk, Becky, so you're in the big screen.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's see.
I was gonna play with stickles and things afterwards.
Yeah, I like that idea too.
Lovely.
Very cute.
And Lisa M, where's
Put
Lisa
a
M?
sentiment because I'm not sure what I
I've
want.
got one more page to finish, one more sentiment.
Oh, take your time. Take your time. I thought you might be writing your message. I thought I saw you with the pen, and I was like, she's already writing her card to someone. Look at her go.
Yeah.
It'll be in the mail before we finish the class.
That's right. Where are my stamps?
Merry Christmas 2 months early. Hey, it's better
Done.
than forgetting, right? It's better than forgetting. So where's everybody working from today? I know Renee's setting up a new craft room. Where are the rest of you?
I'm at home.
I'm at home. Those two girls have lovely craft rooms.
You look like you're in a craft room too, Susan.
Oh yeah, my craft room. Yeah.
Lisa, are you in a living room or a dining room?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in a craft room, but this is my plainest wall.
Okay, I was gonna say it looks way too organized to be a craft room, but you're just hiding it from us.
You gotta
No,
show them your
it
big, you
is-
gotta show them your big puffy balls.
It
It's
is
still-
perfectly organized.
It's still organized.
Is it good for you?
Okay, here's my
Lisa
card.
OCD Matthews.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Oh,
very
cute.
nice. Look at
Mine
that.
says,
Yeah, cool.
greetings of the seasons. I gotta read this. Dashing through the snow and deck the halls.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Cute.
Cute.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
My
That's really
star is
nice.
on the tree here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice, Lisa. Very nice.
I wish I could have like a picture of every single person's, because I swear I'm not just saying this. I wouldn't like go on and gush about it if I didn't mean it. I would just be like, oh man. But I love everyone so much, and everyone's was so different. So thank you guys for playing with it and showing your creativity. I just love it.
Yeah, it's a good project to do that with.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, let's
it's
do
a
our
good
paper.
time
It
to
makes
be
me happy.
together this way. Again, I just keep coming back to that. And I'm so grateful because not only can we do this to be safe, but I get to keep connecting with you guys. It almost makes me emotional. Like I was so sad to leave all my crafty friends there. And now I'm even making new crafty friends with Becky. And so this is wonderful. So thank you guys for being here.
What about how's your, you guys probably already talked about this. I'm sorry my computer's so slow. How's your husband's job?
It's going well. He gets to commute down the hallway to this, like you may not have been on, I was saying this is my craft room / his office. So I feel really badly that it has yet to really be well organized since we moved. But he's glad to not have to be driving into the city every day, and
Yeah.
you know, the risk right now, of course, too. But yeah, working from home is kind of his dream. And I mean, that's sort of what he was doing as a grad student and now continuing to do as a research fellow. So it's good. You know, there's-
And what about you? Are you looking for a job? Are you guys moving forward with babies?
we haven't looked into adoption anymore. So that's why this is so near and dear to my heart, because if we have children, we'll probably adopt. So we need to do our research on that. But as some of you know, we're probably moving to New Jersey in a year. We think we're only here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We would just be researching for when we get there, because I don't think you can start the process and then cross state lines necessarily. But job-wise, I'm working at a company that's actually a family friends, and they serve individuals who have either intellectual disabilities or behavioral health needs or autism, but live as independently as possible. So there's like 2 to 4 people usually in these like homes in neighborhoods, getting to live, you know, normal lives.
Good.
That's great.
Right now they're doing a lot of pandemic relief because they're at high risk, so they can't go grocery shopping and they need, you know, protective equipment, things like that. So I'm really just like a packer of those supplies to send out each day. But I'm hoping to move into something more with like the mental health care side of that business, since that's my background. But it's been good because I just get to clock in, do meaningful work, clock out, and then come home and do this and spend time with family. And so,
Yay.
well, thanks for asking. So yes, so we can keep chatting, but I want to get us started on our third card too. So this is our slimline card. Slimline cards are all the rage, as you guys probably know, because you're so into crafting. This is my first one. So this is what it looks like closed, but it's called a bay window card because then when you open it up, it turns into, you can get it to stay.
Hey, window.
Bay window.
Yeah.
Great display. So that's what we're gonna make. And this fold I actually learned from Bethany. I mentioned her earlier. She's my Stampin' Up! Upline. I know some of you guys know her. So she came up with this fold, and I thought this suite was so well suited to it because of the scenes that you can create with that one piece of DSP. So when you open up your business envelope, which is the one, that small envelope I gave you with all your extras, and the business envelope are the 2 things I should say that aren't from Stampin' Up! Because Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell those sizes. They might sell the note. They do sell the note card size, but they don't sell.
They might be next year, I bet.
With all the slim lines, I think you're probably right. But hey, how lucky is this? These business envelopes, you know, they usually have the liner because you usually put checks in them and stuff, right?
Right.
I don't know if you noticed, but this liner is like almost Misty Moonlight. I was really excited.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you all have different scenes. So some of you are going to have the city view, like I have here. Your house over here is going to have a city view. Some of you have a mountain view. Someone probably got the ice skating rink. So once we're all done, when you hold yours up, we'll all have a different view from this scene of DSP. So that'll be fun to see. But let's see, to start, what I recommend, let me get my supplies out again. I keep getting ahead of myself. And this was actually the first version of this card I made. Bethany likes to do for our meetings of demonstrators a mystery project. So she just tells us the fold, and then we cut whatever paper and stuff we want for it. And so this was the original.
Cute.
See there, and it does have an inside. We're going to put a sentiment on the inside, but I wanted to step it up for you guys. So you've got your kind of standard taupe colored wall, right? And then your white window frame, and then your window. So when you get your pieces out, these ones I know I didn't fold for you. Because I don't think I did. Correct me if I'm wrong again. But your scored piece is not folded already, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So take your scored piece, and normally, again, like I mentioned earlier, you fold your scores valleys to mountains, but for this piece, we're going to fold a couple different ways. So you have your two, you probably can't see my score line. You have 2 1/2-inch flaps on either end. So 1 1/2 inch here, 1 1/2 inch here. You're going to fold those towards you. So hold the paper looking at your score line, you know, indents, and fold those towards you. So it'll look like this. 1/2-inch flaps folded towards you. And then you're going to fold the other 2 away from you. So, like that. That's right, Lisa. Yep, so your 1/2-inch flaps are folded the opposite of your bigger 3 panels. Yeah, there you go. That looks good. All right, so now you can more easily see those 3 panels now that you've folded on the score lines. And so you're going to take those little white rectangles, you should have 3 of them, and you guys can do this whichever way you prefer. So I was going to recommend that you glue your white rectangles one centered on each of these 3 panels, and then glue your scene. I have a mountain scene. Then glue your scene centered inside of that. But you could glue your scene onto your white cards first and then put them on your base. It's up to you. It really doesn't matter. The one thing you want to make sure of is your scene is in the right order. So when you are finally placing your windows on your card base, make sure that they line up. And I think I put them in your envelope that way, but you may just want to double check. So for instance, with my mountains, I think I'm holding them right. This would be the correct order so that they all line up. Now, my younger sister has always liked to do things differently. And as the stereotypical first and for a while only, and then oldest sibling, that drove me crazy. And so when we would color as kids, my mom still tells the story of how she would color her people blue, and I would just like freak out because people aren't blue. So of course she was at my craft class last weekend. We're now obviously much older. I'm about to be 35. She's about to be 30. And, you know, I'm telling everyone about making sure their scene is in order. And wouldn't you know, she had her scene out of order, and it was on purpose. So if you want to do that too, you can do that. And I promise it won't bring up too much family trauma for me. But if you do want it in order, make sure you're careful with that. I ran over and I was like, oh no, you accidentally glued it out of order. She was like, oh no, I wanted to do it that way. She wanted her car to be driving to the ice skating rink instead of away from it. So, hey, whatever. Is anyone else here an oldest? I very rarely meet other oldest. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that's why I love your craft room so much.
I'm the
I'm in a
oldest.
family of middle and youngest siblings. So my husband's the youngest, my mom's the middle, my dad's the youngest. Obviously my sister's the youngest, her husband's the youngest. So it's like, no one understands me.
Yeah. My mom's an only, my dad's a youngest. And yeah.
Well,
I'm the baby in my
anytime you need
family.
some empathy, Lisa, you just call me. How about the rest of you all? Where do you line up with any siblings you have?
I'm the baby.
Middle.
Okay. You're a middle, Susan?
Yeah.
Renee, you're a baby.
Most neglected.
Yeah. Most neglected. Oh, yeah. We all have our, I guess wherever you are in the lineup, you're bound to have some issues.
Well, that's what they say. A lot of people say the middle child, you know. Most
Yeah, I've
neglected.
heard that.
But I don't know.
if you're the baby, you get babied, and if you're the oldest, you have to be more responsible.
Yeah.
These all stereotypes, obviously. Becky, do you have any siblings?
I do. I'm the middle of a second wave of children, if that makes sense.
Okay,
There
yeah.
was 3 older, and then there was 12 years between those, and then the next set of 3, and I was the middle of the second set.
Wow. That's so interesting though, because often
Yeah.
you'll see just like one who's much younger, but they
Yeah.
had 3
There was-
break and had 3
There
more.
was 3 2 years apart, and then a 12-year break, and then 3 2 years apart.
Oh my
Yeah.
Parents
gosh.
plan
Same
that? That is
parents. I don't
so-
understand it, but
That is so strategic.
yeah, I guess.
I
Wow.
have a girlfriend whose parents, they did 2 and 2 like that.
Mhm.
Interesting.
I decided that I could do 1 more like that, but not 2 because I was tired of that. Get out of my room, you butthead.
Right.
Stop touching me. You took my dada. I'm like, I can't deal with that for another 20 years.
My sister and I did not get along well growing up. And I've heard from a lot of people who have same gender siblings 5 years apart that that's like a tricky setup. But we work together now, actually. So that job I was telling you guys about, she was there a little bit before I was. And I think we were both a little nervous about the fact that we were going to be working together. But it's been such a gift, like to spend that
Aw.
time together and to get to see her, you know, as a responsible adult. I'm like, oh yeah, she is almost 30.
That's great.
Well, Hannah, I have you look lovely. Well, I could say I would not have thought that you were 35. So,
Me either. I thought you
I
were.
hope it's because I look young and not because I act immature.
No, you look young.
but
I do have a very strong inner child. So my husband says I'm 35 going on 7, which is probably about right.
That's not true. You are very responsible. You like to have fun.
I do like to have fun though. I mean, I am all about the Disney music and movies, and
Yay.
You just like to have fun, but you're very responsible.
that's why I need a child. I need a child to do all these fun things with.
and you know what? My husband's like that. My husband's very serious. So those people need somebody like us to like keep it light.
Yeah. Well, he says it with all the love in the world. And he's right. So when it comes to taxes and benefits and all those things that you have to do as an adult, I'm like, oh, can you do it?
You and me both.
Could I see your card again? I just want to
Yes.
see how you did that, how you added okay, so let me see how you added the stop. I want to see how you did the stop. I want to see
Okay,
the
are you guys
inside.
there? Yeah, sorry, let me get you.
No, I just want to see it. Okay.
So
okay.
I'll talk through it though, because as you get there, that'll be good to know. So this is where dimensionals are not just a preference, they're a key.
Right. They're a
So you're
necessity.
gonna put at least your big house, if not also your small house, which you can see once again, I kind of made it one house with like the piece popping out, but you could make it 2 separate. But you want at least your big house on dimensionals, because that's what this half-inch flap is going to tuck under so that your card stays standing up. So once you're done adding your window casing and then your window view into these 3 panels, you're going to glue that right side half-inch down to your other piece of your card base. So that way it stays together, right? So you're gluing that right half-inch down. And then we'll do the inner card, and then we'll put the houses on. And at the very end, you can add your sentiments. You can see I have one on the outside here and one on the inside as well. Mine says, "'Tis the season, season's greetings." But no rush if you're still working on your windows.
I feel like I need to add some curtains.
You could. I love making little scenes, so by all means, keep adding to it. Oh, and this is where those white embellishments are going to come in. So you can see I have little smoke coming out my chin there.
Okay, cute.
So that's why I did that. And when you get to that point, and you could do it either way. Again, if you're my sister, you can do it ways I haven't even imagined. But I put my small dot first and then my big dot, because of course the smoke comes out, it kind of expands, right? But
Yeah.
to each his or her own. I'm learning. What step are you guys on, just so I kind of know where you're at?
attaching the bay window.
Okay, great. How about the rest of you?
Patching the window.
I'm putting my house
adding
on.
my scenes to the window.
Someone said they're putting their house on?
Yeah, I'm putting my house on.
Okay, good. So just some tips on the spacing there. So
Mhm.
your inner card for you to write your message on, once you have your base glued together, you can line that up. The top and bottom obviously are already set because of the size that I cut it for you. So you just kind of want to match the border that you have on your top and bottom on this left-hand side. So hopefully you can see I have this same kind of like 1/4 inch border all the way around. And then for your houses, you're going to want them to be where this folds and leaves the same kind of 1/4 inch border over here, if that makes sense. It's not, it doesn't have to be exact, but if you're kind of wanting it to line up as exactly as possible, that's what you're doing, is you're making sure that this inner card has basically the same 1/4 inch border on all sides. And so if you kind of hold your bay window in place and peek inside to see that you have that little bit of 1/4 inch there, then that's how you know where to place your house, so that the flat pushes up against your dimensional and leaves that spacing. And again, you could do one house with like the front popping out, or 2 houses, whatever you like.
I'm probably going to have to ask you to repeat that all again because I was all into what was.
No
I was
worries,
doing.
no worries. I know everyone's kind of at a different stage, and that's okay. Renee had to leave. She left a message for us. She said, "Keep working. I promised my sister I would help her. Love seeing you all. Bye." Okay, so maybe she'll be back to join us, or I'll catch her up on the last few things later. And try the Christmas music again. I don't know that you guys can hear that real well, though. Let me know.
So Lisa, do you guys think we're going to be able to? Think we're going to be able to do February Pine Mountain?
Hope so.
I hope so, but it's not looking good with the numbers.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling.
Really depends on whether people start behaving and wearing masks and really trying hard to get the numbers down.
Well, and the thing is too, we really don't have a space to socially distance 10
Right.
people. So I'm getting nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you guys planning another retreat like you did, was it last year?
It's 2
Last
years.
year's got canceled, yeah, or this year's got canceled, so it was the year before, yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to go again in May, and we rescheduled it to this coming February, but still not looking good in terms of COVID being under control.
That seemed like a lot of fun.
I think we would have been better in May than we might be in February.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, Hannah, will you show the inside of the card again?
Yeah, so this is where you just want to line up. You'll have your top and bottom border, because the way I cut it, you know, if you space that in the middle, you'll see that kind of 1/4 inch on either side. So you want to mirror that on the left-hand side. So you've got your 1/4 inch all the way around 3 sides. And then you'll know kind of where to place your house, because if you hold your flap in place.
One
peek
second.
inside-
Are you coming to the bridal?
Actually, I didn't really ask me, so.
Susan's going wedding dress shopping later today.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll
fun.
text her. She said she was going to text you. Do you want to go?
It's up to her. I do feel.
Did you all know that? I think she talked about that at Crafty Crop, that her daughter's gotten engaged.
Yay.
Exciting.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Yeah, no worries. I was telling them how you're going wedding dress shopping today. We're all excited for you. So yeah, so you'll have the same 1/4 inch border on 3 sides of your inner card, and then you'll know kind of where to place your house, because you can hold this bay window in place and kind of peek inside and make sure there's about a 1/4 inch on that
Okay.
side as well. And then you'll know that's about where your houses go, but it doesn't have to be exact, just about there. You kind of end up with the same width of your bottom card showing here as one of your window panels. That kind of helps you eyeball it as well. If you're like, I imagine Lisa Matthews and I are, then you can also measure it to be exact.
I love it.
And don't forget to add your little smoke if you want your fireplace roaring in your house. Little embellishments there. The reason I put a sentiment on the outside of mine actually was because this scene was cut from the same sheet that I cut that church out. And what you hopefully can't see is under my sentiment is like the little missing triangle from where I cut out the steeple. So when I was cutting out my scene, I was realizing like, oh, cutting that church kind of kept me from having the size paper I need for this card, but just covered it up and it worked. So none of your alls will have that. I used fresh scenes for you, but I think I was actually able to get all yours out of one sheet because your scene is 6 by, I don't remember how tall, but because, you know, a sheet is 12 by 12, I could get 2 out of it width-wise, and then I think I got 3 or 4 out of it height-wise. So.
You said smaller dot first or bigger dot first? Bigger dot?
I did my smaller dot first because, you know, as smoke is in the air, it dissipates and gets bigger. So I did small and then big, but you could do it the other way.
I have no idea.
Okay, you guys, this is my house and this is my she shed.
Oh, perfect. It's a crafting she shed too, isn't it?
I love it.
It's the craft cottage.
There you go. Perfect.
You can write on your card, you can say this card was made here with a little arrow.
Yes.
Can we see the rest of it? Can you hold your card up again? Because I want to see your scene and everything. Okay, so you had almost the same scene as me, the same little, well, part of the town. I guess it's a different part of the town, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
with
the city.
houses,
And you have part
Roll
of the
Road. I haven't added
you
the
have part of
sentiment
the
yet.
church. So yeah, so you do have the lower half of mine, yeah. Another thing you guys can decide on, but obviously if you send this to someone and they're not crafty, they may not know how it can stand itself up. So one of the women at my event last weekend, she wrote on the inside of this flap, tuck under, hers was
Oh,
red
that's
house.
a good idea.
Tuck under red house, so that the person would know. So for me, I'd say tuck under blue house, and then they would know. I thought that was a clever idea.
Cute.
I had the mountain scene.
Okay. Oh, lovely.
If you can see that.
Like the blue house with the blue mountains. Yeah, that looks great.
So I went Castella'd all my mountains.
Oh, what a
Oh,
great
neat.
idea.
There's a little snow on there.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now you can choose your sentiments. You'll have to tell us what you choose for all your cards.
Yeah, I did put one in there. The wonderful time of the year. Most wonderful time of the year.
And I like how the red matches the little red door on your house. That's
Yeah, I like it.
good.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and measure, get these measurements so I can make more of these.
Sure. And
Yeah, me
I can
too.
actually, I think I
Okay.
have them here. I did
Do
this
you?
a couple weeks ago. So let me see if I can interpret my scribbles.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want them now? Or
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the card itself is 9 1/4 by 4.
Okay.
And then you score, you have to cut 2 pieces like that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And you score the one at 1/2 inch. And then this I'm gonna have to check, let me see. I'm glad you want to make more of them. That's fun. Okay, so the one piece you score at, obviously in landscape view, a half inch, 3 1/4, 6, and 8 3/4.
Perfect.
And that way you get a half inch on either side in those 3 panels. Yep. And then, do you want to know the pieces too, or do you think you would do your windows a little differently?
I might play with that a little bit.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I was thinking how cute it would be as like a zoo card, and you could make each of these a little cage with a different zoo animal.
Great idea.
And some kind of something over here. I don't know yet, but
That's
some kind of animal over there maybe.
Yeah, Hannah, will you mail us those dimensions?
Sure. I will email you guys those. Do you want just the base as well, or do you want like the window pieces or the inner card or anything else?
You can just send it all, girl.
Okay, I'll send it all.
That'd be great. Thanks.
Keep or not keep what we don't want.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done. Here's mine.
Woohoo!
Oh, I like the red.
Added a little red. I like that.
I added red because I love
Oh
red.
yeah, I like that.
I put my
Is your-
sentiment here and another little one here.
What do they say?
Have a merry little Christmas and joy.
Love that. Love the idea of it on the seam there.
Yeah.
And you got my sister's scene. Okay, so she put the car on.
I did it right. Yeah, no, that bothered me.
Yeah.
The didn't connect.
Yeah.
I love the red. I wish I thought of that.
That's cute.
I like the contrast.
Very
Well, for
cool.
the next one. That's a good idea.
Very cute.
On the other hand, yeah, I don't know if that really fits with I don't know. People do have red trim around your windows on the inside, but anyway, on the card it looks really nice. That might not be Hannah's thing.
If you're literal,
Right.
Susan.
Huh?
If you're literal.
Yeah, yeah.
This is my wild side.
I'm shocked, Lisa.
Go wild.
No,
She colored outside the line.
I did. I did.
Literally.
It's cute.
Chandler wanted to say a quick hello. Now he's getting
Hello.
pictures, so I'm gonna put him down.
Oh, he's cute. Beautiful.
Wait.
Count her out when you're done eating. He probably needs to go outside, and then he can be left out. That'll be all right.
I know some of you all have pets. Does everyone have a furry pet at home?
Dog.
No.
I have two.
I have a lab, but he's in his kennel, and I have a cat, but she's in the bedroom.
Aw. Does she like to get into your crafts like mine?
No, she's very much my daughter's cat, and she really doesn't even come out of her room very much.
Okay.
Hmm.
So,
So maybe that's pretty common. This is my first cat, but it does seem like, at least for mine and for hers, they're kind of one people cats.
mm-hmm.
Like one is enough.
That's right. I will allow you to love me, only one person.
Right.
Yeah.
One at a time. Yeah. What sentiments did the rest of y'all choose?
Deck the hall.
Nice.
And I put it under my house.
Oh yeah, I like that. Which part of the scene did you get, Susan? Okay, so you got, did you get the snowmen?
No.
Oh, okay, you got just the little family there.
Yeah.
Family
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
Cute.
It's not sticking very well.
Yours isn't staying under?
No.
I had to make sure my pop dots only went like 2/3 of the way on my house.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem. I
If
think
you
that's,
put them too close to the edge, it doesn't have enough lip to tuck
Right.
under.
If you
Yeah.
just stuck it down, you should be able to really gently peel that up and reposition
Use
those.
glue.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
I used glitter glue,
Yeah.
and I didn't use your pop dots. I used something else.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't use the pop dots either. I used
I-
foam tape.
Well, when it's
Yeah,
foam.
I
when
used
it's on
card.
the table, when it's sitting on
Yeah.
the table, it might work.
Yeah.
So when you're holding it in the air, it's a little less sturdy, but.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so now we're recording again. So just real quick for Sally so she knows, we're making these little houses that hold the Hershey's Nuggets, 2 little Hershey's Nuggets each or something else. Okay, so fold on those really skinny, I know they're really skinny, they're like 1/8 of an inch, I think is what I scored on. The top and bottom.
I'd never get that straight.
You could make it bigger. Like one thing I was thinking about, again, these were Stampin' Up's instructions. You could just make a full square box and then stick these on the 2 sides. Doing it this way, of course, you can see through the cutout, which is kind of fun if you have a treat in there. Mine's in the glare, but so that's why I think they did it this way so you could see through that cutout. But fold on your other score lines too. These ones are scored at 3/4. And the piece is only 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. But again, I think what you would do is instead of doing 2 1/2, you could do 11 inches. I mean, you could do a whole strip of 8 1/2 by 11 paper, and then it'd just be really long. But you would still score at 1/8 on either end in landscape, or sorry, in portrait, and then 3/4 on either end in landscape. Okay, so then you guys probably know to build a box, you have to cut. You're gonna cut down just from the end to the intersecting score line. And you're gonna do that on both sides. So you're just cutting that 1/8 of an inch from the end down to the intersecting score line, and then flip it and do it again. So it'll look like this. And you're not cutting any flaps off. I'm just folding my flaps down to show you the cut. So you're not cutting anything off, you're just cutting in. I'll go ahead and do that on my other one. Try to do it where you guys can see. So I'm just cutting a little snip here and there. I know you guys probably get this and more doing this with Sally who's watching later. All right. And then I definitely recommend liquid glue for this because like your glue tapes obviously aren't going to fit on a little 1/8 of an inch. Although if you guys have something I don't know about, by all means, you can use it. Okay. So it doesn't really matter too much if you fold with these middle flaps on the outside or on the inside. I did it both ways. I do think, you know, if you're real particular, you're going to see the side seam more easily than you're going to see the bottom seam. So you might want to fold it so that your 2 side flaps go over that bottom flap. So you would basically, you'd fold the middle flap in, and then you'd fold the 2 side flaps on top of that. Sorry, I know it's real small, so it's hard to see. But again, that doesn't really matter too much, but maybe you can see, I'll get real close. You can see my side flaps are coming on the outside of that bottom flap. So that's gonna create a cleaner side, but it really doesn't matter too much, either way works. So you're just gonna put a little bit of glue on all 3 flaps. A teeny tiny bit. So I've got glue on all 3 flaps. And then I recommend, and make sure unless you want your house to have 2 different sides, which again, you can, but if you want, you know, stars with stars and hearts with hearts, make sure you're grabbing the same 2. And I just lined mine up. I started on one side, and I'm not looking at it so you guys can see, but I made sure that this lined up. So the edge of my house lines up with the edge of my box. Now I'm gonna look at it to make sure that's working. And if you're using the Tombow glue from Stampin' Up, you just have to hold it for a couple seconds to get it to stay. So I've got the one side lined up. Now I'm gonna line up along the bottom. And then I'm gonna kind of at the same time pull in that last side. Let me know. I'm probably giving you too much instruction, but if I'm not giving you enough, let me know. And depending on your glue, you probably have a few seconds to kind of play with it. I make sure I pinch especially in the corners and hold those for a few seconds. because that's where you're overlapping your bottom flap and your side flaps. I know this is like brain surgery, not in terms of how hard it is, but in terms of how small you're working. But they're so cute. So there you go. You'll have one side done, and then you just do the exact same thing on the other side. And here comes Chandler. So if you guys don't mind while you work, I'm gonna repeat a couple of the things. Oh man, you're knocking all sorts of stuff over, buddy. I'm gonna repeat some of the things I shared before I remember to turn the recording on, just so Sally can know. So I just want to show her, this is another option, Sally. I just made a box and added the houses on the one side. You could put them on all sides, and that's another treat holder that you could put with these. Thanks everyone for humoring the deja vu.
Good. Good.
And I think we talked on the recording about how you can extend the house to make that longer, but Sally, if I didn't, you can ask me. Okay. So I'm gonna do my other side. I think this would be a good size. I don't know if I mentioned this for like a little mint. You know, if you have a dinner party for after dinner. I don't know if we're having dinner parties these days, but you know, someday.
You can toss it at the trick-or-treaters.
There you go. It's a treat and a game of catch.
My friend said her uncle was gonna use a slingshot.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh my gosh.
There's going to be some hurt kids on Halloween.
Yeah.
Don't take an eye out.
They'll come visit you at the hospital, Becky.
I think I heard that in Pennsylvania you can put candy out, you just can't hand it out, so you can have like a bowl on your porch or something. I don't know how that mitigates for like the same people or multiple people reaching their hands in the same bowl, but at least human contact is reduced. What are they doing in Florida and Georgia?
I haven't heard for our neighborhood. I think it's neighborhood to neighborhood.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
No, I'm such a bonehead.
We're probably not participating this year.
That's
Only given Sean's condition. It just not worth the risk.
Yeah.
But
I
feel
love
bad for the kids,
trick-or-treating,
though.
but I mean, I love going with the kids and I love giving the candy out, but I never get any. I live on a main drag in my neighborhood, so.
Oh, I'm worried. We usually get like 200.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We get several hundred in our neighborhood.
Yeah, and Lisa and I
Well,
live in the same neighborhood too. So.
What I've decided I'm gonna do is, we have those, they're like the craft tables we use at St. Paul's, the folding plastic tables. I'm gonna put 2 of those end to end out in the yard and over the sidewalk, and like, so that they don't come up to the house. I'm just gonna sit on the porch and kind of wave and say, please take one, but have like candy spaced out. I don't think we're gonna get that many trick-or-treaters because I think a lot of people are doing the alternatives like you described, the trunk or treat,
Yeah.
or going to a local business that's giving out prizes or candy. So I think the numbers will be way down this year, but I bought like 1 box of gummy bears and just figured I would put them on the table and they can each grab one.
I saw
Yeah.
a cute idea where they were doing the reverse parade so that the homes drove around in the cars and the children stood outside their homes and you threw the candy to the children.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a good
God.
idea.
That's
Which
a
I
good
thought-
idea.
I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, I like that.
Kids who've never been trick-or-treating before are gonna be spoiled. They're gonna
I
look back
know.
normal and be like, wait, I have to walk around for this? People bring it to
Yeah,
their house?
Or they're not going trick-or-treating. Well, I don't know. I feel bad. We've got new neighbors too across the street from us that have 3 kids, and they're new to us. They lived in our neighborhood and bought a different house. So they lived on the opposite
really?
side of the neighborhood and moved down by our side, but
What's their name, do you know?
no, because I'm always out there with no bra, a dog, and no mask.
Not the best way to introduce yourself, huh?
I feel like I should know their name by now, so we say good morning because we're all usually taking the dogs out at the same time.
Well, you better introduce yourself or they're going to give you a nickname like, No Bra or something.
Yeah, I try to stand on the far side of the yard. But it's not, you're at home.
Yeah.
It's not always no bra. I mean, I got on now.
No judgment. I was wearing my like, little nothing bra I sleep in earlier, and I was like, do I really want to put one on for Zoom? I did. Good for you ladies. I thought, probably don't need to.
When you've got big cahooties, it's a little bit more noticeable when you don't wear a bra. So it's too hot for me to put a sweater on. If I'm on a Zoom meeting, I'll put a sweater on if you're not going to put the bra on.
We're sharing all our tips and tricks.
Yeah. Money makers. Yeah.
How are your How are your houses coming along, ladies? Yours look good.
I'm
Wonderful.
Good.
Wonderful. I do think if you're like
do we
me,
line up the chimneys? I guess.
Oh, I didn't. You could.
Okay.
That's a good call. I think that you could, yeah.
Do what?
The chimneys. So on the house with the star, you could line up the chimneys. I didn't.
I didn't either.
But you could. That's a good idea, Lisa. I was going to say, if you're anything like me, I mean, as careful as I try to be with gluing, I still get some excess, especially on a project as teeny as this. So this could be a good project if you have one of those adhesive erasers, roll gently to take that off, but I'm just wiping mine off with my finger. I just remembered the other thing I think I said before we started recording for Sally was those cards. So again, sorry to everyone else. Sally, just so you know, you have one of those Memories and More cards from last year. And that is just a little something extra for you to make a card with, or a scrapbook page, or a gift tag, whatever you'd like. Does anybody have any ideas for their card yet? Or do you have to think about it?
Oh, mine's on my monitor, so I can have a holly jolly Christmas every day till Christmas.
Aww.
Because I'm tired of the nastiness. I am ready. I couldn't think I could watch another Christmas movie after all the ones I watched last year. But I'm ready. I'm ready for positivity.
Yeah.
I've been having fun watching Freeform, the kids' Halloween movies.
Yeah, I've got Freeform too, but I haven't watched that. I just started a new series yesterday. I think it's a PBS series, maybe not, called Mrs. Wilson. Have y'all seen that?
No.
What's it about?
It's supposedly based off a true story of a woman who during one of the wars interviewed and took a position translating like espionage recordings or whatever that they were tracking. And there was a lead like military man or something, and she was the woman behind him translating everything. And this woman marries the gentleman she's supporting, and he supposedly was this well-known author and worked in the Secret Service. And when she first met him, he was married, but they started having dinners together and talking, and he divorced his wife and showed her papers, marries her. And then one day he dies. Years later, they've got 2 grown sons, etc. And knowing that he's in the Secret Service and he served different things, she had a card that says, when he dies, call us. So she called the number on the card and reported that he had passed away. He had a heart condition. And in doing so, all of a sudden, another woman shows up at the door to claim the body, being Mrs. Wilson.
Oh my God.
And she wants the body for her funeral arrangement. And yeah, so it's this ongoing story. So you get through the first, I've only watched one segment, and you get through the first segment, all of a sudden somebody says, oh, Mrs. Wilson, when she's at the graveside or something. And he goes, oh, your name's not Doris, it's such as, and it's like, okay, well, who's this other woman?
Wow.
It goes
There
on
are multiple Mrs. Wilson.
Yeah, that sounds like there could be quite a few.
Interesting.
I like those PBS shows, and like, well, they're not originally PBS, but like a lot of the BBC shows that come over on PBS, like Downton Abbey and Victoria. Yeah. But I also was going to say, I love that there's more stories being told now about the women of history, and sometimes the women behind the men. But I think that's great. Like, I watched Hamilton the other day on Disney Plus. Have you guys seen Hamilton?
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I love it.
So good. And of course, it is named a lot about Hamilton, but it's also a lot about his wife.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
I didn't know that much about Hamilton himself, but I knew even less about Eliza. And
Yeah.
I'm really
But
glad that
she
they
like
highlighted-
really helped bring his memory.
Well, and
Yeah.
she started the first orphanage in New York, I think, and
Yeah,
so many
yeah.
things, even in her own right. Yeah.
Yep. And
So-
helped to fight against slavery. And she lived for another 50 years after he died, after the duel.
Yeah.
And so she, did amazing things in his memory and in his name. But she never, in my opinion, I had never heard of all that she did until the play came out. And so it's like, she's the hero. Maybe this should be called Eliza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I think that's everything you guys got in your packet. Again, you might have a few extras left over, like your other color of ribbon and your extra little embellishments, like those 2 red ones. So those are yours to play with. I'd love to, hear or see what you end up doing with those and your Memories and More card. And I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, which one was your favorite? Which card did you guys like the best?
Ooh.
I like the bay window.
Okay.
I can think of lots of things to do with that.
I love your zoo idea. I think that's brilliant. I wish I had a zoo stamp set and I would try that myself. So if you
Well, I was just thinking, I bought that menagerie.
Oh, that's perfect.
That would be so cute. That
Yeah.
menagerie set. So that would be cute.
Yeah.
Do you already have something like that, Becky, for your animals?
I have a photo play set that's stamps and dies
Okay, good.
for little
Yeah.
animals.
I really like the snow scene. It reminds me of my childhood growing up in Michigan. We went sledding every year and would build snow tunnels and snowmen and snow angels. So, yeah.
Yeah. The pond reminds me of Boston, the ice pond.
Going ice skating.
Good.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to, I forget if you said if you've had a chance to do anything else with your stamps and dies yet that you got from this suite?
I have not. It was a crazy work week, and I opened the package and saw that they arrived and was excited, but I haven't stamped or cut anything. So.
Well, I haven't done much else other than what I was preparing for these classes myself. The only other thing I did, once again, didn't even use the stamp set and dies. I've discovered I'm a paper person. I love stamp sets. I love dies. I love it all. And I have a lot of it. but my favorite thing, I think, is just working with the paper. So like these were 2 other slimline cards, real simple. I saw these on Pinterest, just using that scene from that DSP because it, it has so much in it already. So just add a sentiment and you're done.
That is
Cute.
so cute. Love them.
But yeah,
Very cool.
I'm excited to play with it more.
Hannah,
Mhm.
what's up with all the curvy line stuff?
Oh, the quite curvy bundle or whatever it's called.
Yeah, is that out or has that been out before and there's a second part to it, or is it, there's something you can order possibly now or starting?
Good
soon or something?
question. Good question. So it's called Curvy Celebrations. Right now it's only available for demonstrators as a pre-order. But it is going to be available to you all as customers, I think November 1st. I'm checking that right now. Yes. Okay, November 3rd. So
November
it's going to be available November 3rd through January 4th.
And
then-
that's the one that has the leaves and the bough and not the Christmas, right? Or is it all of it?
Well, it's up to you. So it's called
Okay.
Curvy Celebrations. There's different parts to it. So there's a quite curvy stamp set,
Mm-hmm.
curvy dies. Then there's the Christmas curvy stamp set. And then there's also a designer series paper. And you can buy all those things separately or you can buy them in bundles. If you bundle them, you get 10% off. So I can send you all the information about that if you're interested in it. I'm guessing you saw something on Facebook because a lot of demonstrators who've gotten it and have been playing with it.
Yeah, I got into some demonstrator Facebook page or something the other day. It's like, I don't think it's supposed to be here, but I'm looking. And yeah, and I just think some of the things are really kind of neat, but I was trying to figure out, like, you can't the die set matches the original stamp set as far as dies, the additional dies. There's not as many dies except for the basic curve, I think, that goes along with the Christmas stamp set. I was wondering if that was true.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I wish I could show you, but it wouldn't show up on my phone. So I can send you that information.
Yeah, I've
Anyone
seen
else
it.
if you're interested.
But I would be interested in seeing more.
Yeah, but the dies really only cut out the shapes from the
No.
original stamp set, and none of the specific Christmas stamp set shapes. But like you said, you could use the curves of those Christmas stamps. Yeah. Do you want me to send you the information I have on that?
Yeah, I'd be curious to see that.
Is anybody else interested in that? Because I can copy you in on it too. Maybe what I'll do actually, because I'm sending you all the dimensions. So I'll just put it in that same email. And if you're interested, check it out. And if not, no worries.
That'd be great.
Okay.
And I've used my red dots.
Oh, where'd you put them?
I have the polka dot paper for the first card. So I just use them as embellishments in the top. I don't know where my camera is, the top right corner.
Cute.
I was actually just looking at adding them to that.
Yeah,
Great minds think alike.
I don't want to lose them. So
Mm-hmm.
just a corner accessory. It draws you up there.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You put them on the inside too.
Yeah.
White card. Yeah.
Yep. That'd be cute too. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite, Lisa Matthews or Susan?
I think probably this first card,
The pocket card?
the first one.
Yeah.
I think the first one is the one I'd use the most.
Yeah, it's really easy to recreate.
Yeah, because and if I wanted to make multiple cards, I think if I was doing something special for somebody, the bay window, like if I wanted to do a special birthday card for my dad, like I have the Whiskey Business stamp set.
Oh yeah,
I think that could translate into something fun there.
totally.
That would be good for birthdays as well. So it just depends. I love the snow one. I just would never take the time to do that for too many people.
Well, remember, you could always do the simpler version, just the one.
That's one I don't want to give away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's okay if you don't. We won't tell. You can use that for more Christmas cheer in your space.
I know that. I tend to keep most of my Christmas cards that I make.
I have trouble giving them away unless I make multiples. So that's how I end up giving things away. Because otherwise, I like to keep it for ideas, for me or at my events and things like that.
I mean, I make Christmas cards usually every other year or so, but not every year. But
Are you making them this year, Lisa?
I am making them this year. I'm making them with Peaceful Vows, I think is the name of it. The Stampin' Up set with the pine cones and the branches.
Yeah, that'll be cute.
That's my plan anyways.
Do the rest of you tend to make Christmas cards? Do the rest of you tend to make Christmas cards, or do you buy them, or do something else? Don't do
I
them?
like to send pictures, so I usually end up sending Happy New Year cards because I'm always so behind.
Me too.
And then, or at least it puts the stress of me not having to get cards out. But
Yeah.
I like to do pictures of all the family, like the kids and the grandkids and their families. And so that's tends to be what I do is I order those. So, but now I don't know. I feel like I might be getting more into the point of making them, and maybe I could just do little pictures. Excuse me. So,
Yeah, I've done that before when I just put a picture in with the card, but Stampin' Up! Actually got real smart this year because I think a lot of people do those like family photo cards, which are awesome. But they did a kit this year that is set up for you to put your photo of your family on the front, but then it opens like an actual card.
yeah.
So
That's good.
yeah.
It's usually not, we don't have a family photo because it seems like it's so hard to get us all together. But I'll do like snapshots that I've gotten, of everybody. So it's usually like a montage of different.
Fun.
So.
Like a collage, yeah. Well, you've got some big announcements to share about your family this year.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
When's your daughter getting married?
They have it as far as I know, they haven't picked a date,
Okay.
location. Last I heard, they were looking at maybe Tampa. So, so yeah, I really don't know.
But you guys are shopping for dresses today, right?
Yeah, she just said she was going and invited me, and she's got a couple more friends. So anyway, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go try to wake up.
Have some coffee and then go shop for dresses. I bet those price tags will wake you up.
Well, that's part of the thing I want to ask her is because, you know, she's 30. Well, you probably don't know, but it's like 37. And she's been independent for a lot of years. So I want to know what her expectations are from us because, you know, we really haven't been saving for anything like that. And when we got married and I was that age, we paid for it. So
Yeah, I got married at that, 36, and we paid for it.
yeah.
I
So
didn't expect anything.
I'm thinking that's probably what they're thinking, but you know, I just don't want to all of a sudden find out.
Right.
Because if she's thinking that, then like maybe I'll say, okay, well, I'll buy your dress, or you know, or something like that. But I want to help, but you know, if they're expecting us to pay, then we would need to have some say. What's going down?
Well, I hope you guys are able to have a good time today. Thanks so much for
I'm sure we
spending the
will.
first part of your day with us.
Yeah, it's so nice to be able to connect with you far away.
I agree. I'm loving
Are
it.
you getting a little nice little group there, Hannah?
Yeah, I've met a lot of people here who are interested in. I've been able to do the 2 events at my mom's because she has a back porch, and until recently it was just warm enough. I wasn't sure about last weekend, but it was just warm enough. So I think we're probably done with being able to do it in person, but now we'll be able to go to virtual. I actually do have an in-person event next month to make advent calendars, but it's going to be at a church, so it's a much bigger space, and so we'll
Right.
distance with masks,
That's
but
out.
bigger than a home to circulate. You know.
Yeah.
Well, so your what is the temperature there? Make us all
It's been
jealous.
fluctuating a lot. Like today's in the 40s or 50s maybe for the high, but yesterday it was like 70s. So we got a few warm days this week, but it's definitely been getting
It's
cooler.
still like 85 degrees here.
Wow.
We had a couple of nice days, but
And then it warmed back up. Huh?
No,
Yeah.
I keep saying, where's fall? I want those
No.
cool, crisp days where you can feel comfortable wearing a sweater,
yeah.
and it's still
That's at
been
about
so
7
hot.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, probably like, 10 years ago, I was doing a lot of crocheting. I made all these scarves. I haven't worn a winter scarf in like 3 years.
Yep,
Yeah.
same here.
You get like 1 day for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hot.
So, anyway, but, what else was I going to ask you? So yeah, I'm jealous about that weather, but, well, that's good. Are there a lot of Stampin' Up? Because I feel like in Tallahassee, there's a lot of Stampin' Up ladies. Do you feel like there's a
Yeah.
lot there?
I looked when I was moving up here. I did a search. You know how you can go on the Stampin' Up website and search for demonstrators in an area based on a zip code. So I searched the area, and there's a couple in like the neighboring zip codes. That would be, local. And I thought about reaching out to them, but now it's just not the best time to be trying to meet.
Right, right.
people. So
On the other hand, it means that you've got a nice little niche, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I haven't met anyone else who is a demonstrator. I have met some people who know Stampin' Up. Like there was a craft sale in a local neighborhood a month or so ago, and I went to that, and they were selling some Stampin' Up stuff, so that's why I went, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And so they knew Stampin' Up, and actually 2 of them signed up to be demonstrators, but really just to get some stuff. So
Yeah.
I've got 2 new downline who I just met. But
Cool.
yeah, it's been good. It's been fun to share it with, more people. And I'm doing the same advent calendar event next month virtually. I think I invited you all to that. And sorry to give you an invitation before you even had this class. It's kind of tight time-wise to get the ordering. And I did see your reply, Lisa. Thank you for letting me know. And no
Yep.
worries.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so I'm probably moving into more of a season of virtual classes. So if you guys enjoyed this today, I'm happy to keep inviting you to those if I do them moving into the new year.
Yeah, I'd love to be included, please. I enjoyed it.
Okay, good. I'll let you know.
Very fun.
I'll send you all an email with at least the bay window card measurements since you wanted that. and that Kirby Celebrations information for you, Lisa, and everyone else who's interested in that.
And
Yeah, that'd be great. And Becky, I'm so glad you joined us. It's really nice to have somebody in our fold, a new person.
Well, I
in our fold.
appreciate that you turned me on to this.
Welcome.
Diana, we need states represented: Florida, Georgia, Pennsylvania. We'll just keep adding.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you'll have
Awesome.
a 50-state network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Hawaii and Alaska and on
Will you include your information to order some stuff? I've got some things I need to order.
Definitely. Okay, yeah. I'll
right.
include that because I have a host code right now. So you can just go to the Stampin' Up website, and then when you're checking out, just put that host code in, and that'll automatically make me your demonstrator for that order.
Okay.
As well as add to that workshop order. So yeah, I'll include that in the email too. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. Yes. All
Okay.
right. Nice seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
I'll take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.